Good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening, or whenever you're watching this, if you're catching this on replay. I am Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So this is my first live video. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everyone who is a supporter of mine, that I don't like to say followers, but those of you who are just on a journey with me, supporting me on my social media platforms. Right now I'm on Instagram, but I also have a YouTube channel where I do more content as the Minister of Beauty, where I talk about business tips, business experiences. I am an entrepreneur, more specifically in the beauty industry. I have a brick and mortar beauty business that this September will be 14 years that I've been doing this damn thing. And it's been like amazing, but business is not without its ups and downs. So that's neither here nor there. Thank you for everyone who's watching, but I'm just getting ready to do my skincare routine. I'm a licensed esthetician and I have my own skincare line that I started in 2017, and it is called the Inez Elizabeth Beauty Skincare Line. You can find out more about that by going to my bio. There is a link there for the website. And I just wanted to talk about pissing off perfection. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I am a Virgo, was born in August. I have a birthday coming up next month. And one of the reasons why I don't do live videos is that I have this thing with perfection where I feel like if it's not all laid out and perfect, then I can't do it. But that's just not real life. It's not realistic. And you really need to piss off perfection if you're going to succeed in life. And I'm so grateful that I have pissed off perfection many years ago, because when I started out in business, I was far from perfect. And I'm not saying that I am now, but just to let you know what I'm using my clear and unfiltered cleanser right now. I have a few cleansers in the skincare line, and my skin is combination to more on the oily side, more oily in my T-zone area. So this is really great for breakout prone skin, oily skin, things like that. And this is one of the newest cleansers. I actually just added this cleanser to my skincare line. So using it, and does amazing. But getting back to perfection, when I started my business years ago, it was far from perfect. Didn't start it in a perfect building that looked beautiful and was just laid out and decked out the way that I wanted it to be. I used what I had, and I made money. And that's the most important thing. If you're genuine in all that you're doing, you have knowledge about what you're doing, then you're going to win. And it may not be immediate. You may not get exactly what you want when you want it. I mean, who wouldn't love to just step into the industry of business and be a multimillionaire the next day? I would love to do that, but I haven't seen it really happen for anyone. And I wasn't born into money. I did everything on my own. And I'm just really grateful that I wasn't thinking about perfection when I started my business in 2008. Absolutely, absolutely. FK Empowered is amazing. You all should definitely follow her on Instagram. She has an amazing fragrance and empowerment brand, and I've learned a lot from this woman. She's absolutely amazing. But I started in 2008 during the heart of the recession, the housing crash and all of those things. Actually bought my house in 2009. So glad that I did, because if I was thinking about things being perfect when I bought my house, I wouldn't have done it, because looking at the financials, I was new in business. And if you all know anything about purchasing property when you are a small business owner, they're not looking at just a pay stub. They're looking at your tax returns. And most businesses don't start out making a profit, right? So, you know, if you made, say you made 6 figures that first year, but you had way more expenses than you made in profits, then they're going to say, well, you didn't make any money. So I had to, along with my husband, because he was working, I had to get a job, even though I didn't want to, and I just wanted to focus on my business. But I did what I needed to do, and made that work out so that we could purchase our first house. And now, with the way the housing market has been, the equity that we've earned has been absolutely amazing. So if we were to sell our house today, we get way more than double than what than what we bought it for back then. So I didn't wait for things to be perfect in order to buy my house, and neither did I wait for things to be perfect to start my business. You just start and you perfect what you can each and every day. But perfecting things doesn't mean that things are going to be perfect. And so I can say, even with being a business owner, something about doing a live video for me was petrifying. And it wasn't because of who would join the live or who wouldn't join the live. Some people feel like, well, I don't want to do a live video because there may not be anyone that's going to watch it. Or they may feel that, well, there may be way more people on there than I anticipated, and so I start shaking and shivering, and I don't want to embarrass myself or whatever. But if you're just being genuine and honest with people, then you really shouldn't even think about those things. And so I'm guilty. I've done that. So that is one of the things that really held me back from even doing a live video. So I woke up this morning. I actually had been sick previously, and I was feeling better throughout the week last week, but my energy just wasn't up where I wanted it to be. So this morning was my first time working out since I had been sick. My husband actually had COVID. I never tested positive, but then I started having sinus issues, and I still never tested positive, but I stayed out of work and I just allowed myself to recover in quarantine anyway. And I started feeling better, but my energy just wasn't where it was. And this morning when I woke up, I said, you know what? I'm still waking up a little bit later than I normally do. I normally wake up around 4:45. I may not be out of the bed at 4:45, but I'm awake. And I just have not been wanting to get out of the bed. So this morning after 6, I said, you know what? I don't feel more perfect than I did before. So I'm just going to push myself. I'm going to get up, put my workout clothes on, get in that garage, and work my butt off. And I did. And I felt better. I hate working out, to be honest with you. I thank God that I'm a smaller person. I always say I've had my struggles and my issues in life, but I thank God that weight hasn't been one of my challenges. I'm just being honest, because if I was a girl that had struggles with weight, I would probably I'm not saying that I would stay that way, but that's just a struggle for me. I do not like working out, but I like how I feel after I've done it. So I do it for the after feeling, which is why most people do it. I don't think most people really enjoy working out unless you're just one of those, workout buffs that like to get like really buff and big and, build up your biceps and tries and back and all that other stuff. But I say that to say, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do a live video too, because I've never done that before. And so I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And as a Virgo perfectionist, we have a tendency of talking ourselves out of moving forward because it's not perfect. So if I really sat there and thought about everything, then I would say, well, you know what? Not going to go live again, even though I said I would, because of this, that, and the other. I'm using my toner right now. This is the clarifying toner. So you always want to use toner after you cleanse, guys. I said, no, I can't do that. I have to push myself and do this video. And the thought that I was just thinking about was, I don't believe I'm the only one that deals with this struggle. So let's talk about pissing off perfection. In this state where I've been dealing with so much stuff as a business owner, a lot of us who are business owners have dealt with a lot of things during the pandemic and even after, even though we're still kind of going through the after effects of it. And there's still other things going on. A lot of businesses didn't make it through the pandemic, and some have not fully recovered, but they're still working on it. I'm grateful that I made it through the pandemic, because there are businesses similar to mine that didn't make it. And really grateful to say that I'm still here. But I'm working really hard. And so in this place where there are things that I'm trying to do different or do better or perfect, not saying I'm trying to be perfect, if that makes sense. See, this is why you want to use toner after you cleanse. You see that? Yuck. And the cleanser works really well. So I'm just saying, no matter what cleanser you use, you want to make sure you are toning your skin afterwards, because the toner really helps to get that built out debris that the cleanser did not fully remove before you start adding your after products, guys. So I just wanted to share that, not to gross you out, but it's real. Okay. And I already took my shower, which is why I have my bathrobe on, but I recommend cleansing your face at the sink, not so much in the shower. You can just really spend that sufficient amount of time, not just a quick cleanse and putting your face in a stream of water. That's what I recommend. And especially, I don't have eyelash extensions on now, but my business does specialize in eyelash services as well as brows and skincare services. Right now, I'm applying my Brighten Up Serum. You can see that. And this is amazing because it's amazing for moisture. It's got a lot of hyaluronic acid in it, which holds 1,000 times its weight in water, guys. So hyaluronic acid is extremely amazing. I'm applying a little bit of that under my eye area, even on my lips. You want moisture for your lips all the time. My husband was watching some reruns of New York Undercover on Amazon Prime this weekend. I don't know if you all ever watched New York Undercover. It used to come on back in the day in the 90s. And I was young during that time. I think it was in high school when it first came out. And the girls always used to say, the guy who played JT, I think his name was on the show, his real name in life was Malik Yoba, the actor. And they always used to say, his lips are so ashy. I never used to pay attention to it during that time. But looking at it now, oh my God. I'm like, okay, they had a makeup artist on set, but they didn't have anybody that had some chapstick or Carmex, because every time I look at his mouth, it's so white and his lips are so dry. And I'm like, oh my God, they were right. His lips were so ashy. He needed to exfoliate those lips, and they needed to just have those lips shining. I would rather the lips be shiny than to be dry and cracking. I'm just saying. So you can also add this to the lips as well. But just thought I'd mention that, just a little bit off topic. But while we were on the subject of lips, that just came to my mind. But at any rate, I digress. I love continuing to just move forward in business and you're successful in business as an entrepreneur as long as you continue to move forward. Having things happen in your business that were beyond your control, or it wasn't what you were really expecting to happen, is not failure. I've always said that I learned from my losses, and I've lost a lot. I've made a lot of money. I've made millions in my business over the years collectively. But I've definitely lost some things too. I've lost things due to, helping other people, and sometimes people take advantage. And so I've dealt with theft and sabotage and those things, and not to dwell on that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes when you get to the point where so much has been taken from you, you may feel like giving up or feeling like it's not working out for you or things are not perfect. But even though it may not be perfect, you just move forward in what you have, and you wake up to see another day and you keep moving forward. And that's what I did. I just pushed and pressed in spite of what I was going through and in spite of what I was feeling. And even though things may not have looked perfect, I was still doing it. And so I pissed off perfection back then. So when I was thinking about doing a live video today, I'm like, well, why can't I just do this live video? That has been one of the things that I have struggled with, just hitting that live button and just talking and doing. And I admire others that do it because I watch other people's content. So I just said, you know what? I just want to do a little quick video, say hello to those who are on the journey with me as the Minister of Beauty. Again, you're not my followers because I don't believe that anyone follows me. I am a leader in business, but you're not my followers. You're my supporters, and I really appreciate you supporting me. Right now, I'm adding my moisturizer to my skin. This is a new moisturizer. It's called Matte Moisture. If you have oily or combination skin like I do, some people may tend to stay away from things that make their skin feel oily or it's thick and creamy. This moisturizer, you only need a little bit, and I love it because it's almost like it's suctioning the excess oils. We need oils even if we have oily skin, but you need the right amount of oils. Excess oils is what causes breakouts. But if you strip your skin of the oils that you need, that in turn will cause more oil production because your skin is going crazy. It's like, what happened to all of her oils? We need to really get moving and get some oil to that skin. And unfortunately, what it will do, it tends to overproduce oils versus just giving you exactly what you need. So if you're using the right products for your skin, then it will help to regulate the moisture that you have and the oils that your skin is producing or that it's showcasing. Because guys, what I love about this moisturizer, with my T-zone being extremely oily, especially my nose, guys, after I would cleanse my skin, if I wasn't using the right moisturizer, this would be shiny in less than 5 minutes. But with this moisturizer, it really cuts down on that shine. And I know there are a lot of makeup products. I think makeup is amazing, but I just don't really like to wear makeup. Lashes and brows and lips is my thing. But all of the foundation and all of that stuff, I just don't really get down with it. If I need to wear it for a photo shoot or something like that, I will, but I just don't like doing makeup. It just takes a lot of time. And skincare is where I really want to spend the time when it comes to spending time on a routine versus adding a lot of products to my skin to make myself look a certain way. I would rather have healthy, clean, pure skin. So that's what I'm all about. But in pissing off perfection, you have to get to this space where you're not concerning yourself with other people. People sometimes say, I don't care what they think. I don't really think that's true. And I'm going to use this as an example. I talked about this in a YouTube video I did before once. I was talking about caring versus being concerned. And if you've ever been in a relationship with someone and you tell this person, I love you, and then they respond and say, I care about you too, you'll be pissed off, right? Like, you should respond with, I love you too, not like, I care for you or I care about you too. So we tend to care about everyone, even if it's not on this extraordinary level. So it's okay to care what other people think, but don't be concerned with it. Because when you are concerned about something, it takes more effort. It takes more of your heart power, your spirit, your mind, to really involve yourself in that thing, that situation, or that person. So you can care about what other people think in terms of helping you to become a better person. Like if someone made a mention of maybe something that you did that may not have been the best representation of yourself, instead of saying, I don't care what they think, you can care in terms of just listening to that feedback, even if it wasn't extremely constructive. And I'm not talking about trolling, because we all know that trolling is not something that you really need to focus on at all. But sometimes people may tune out something where it really is for your best benefit. And so you can just say, you know what? I'm not going to take what they said to heart, but I'm going to take that and perfect it, but not trying to be this perfect person or make this perfect space or whatever it is that you're trying to make perfect, because perfect is unreal. Perfect, I have actually a t-shirt that says perfect is boring and unreal, because one, it's not real. And if something is extremely perfect, we can kind of snooze with it because it's boring. We get more intrigued when people are kind of messy. Like I was having a conversation with someone and I said, you know what, my admission is that I pretty much, when it comes to television, when I do watch it, I like trash TV. I'm not saying I don't like things that are going to be uplifting or spiritual. I do. I listen to stuff like that all the time, podcasts and all of those things, things that are going to educate or uplift. But when it comes to TV, I watch a lot of things that are just kind of trashy. But it's because it's not my life. It's not my reality. So it's entertaining for me. So that stuff definitely isn't perfect. Like if you've ever if you've ever watched, like, let's say, for example, Love and Hip Hop or Flavor of Love. Back in the day, I used to love, quietly, I'd never told my husband I would watch it because I was doing it, like, when he wasn't around. Flavor of Love and I Love New York. So far from perfect, right? Now, I could never imagine myself kissing, especially tongue kissing Flavor Flav. Like, no. But to watch someone else do it, and it's like, this is crazy. But it was entertaining. And so, nonetheless, like I say, they were far from perfect, but it intrigued you. It got you to watch, and it got people to continue to watch because it had several seasons and you know, I Love New York and the spinoffs and all that other stuff. But I digress. Piss off perfection. Don't think that you have to be perfect in order to showcase yourself, to show others who you really are, because people know the real from the fake, and I'm far from fake, but when I got in my head about things, it stopped me. And you never know what you are sharing with others, how that may help other people. A lot of people, I've learned and gained a lot from other people that have shared and said some things that really benefited me, and they may never know it because I may never meet them. I may have never left a comment on their YouTube video or on their Instagram account or TikTok or wherever I may have saw what they were sharing, but it helped me. So if there is something that is holding you back, and you feel this sense of it's not good enough, so I have to wait or hold off, that's when you really need to move forward. Actually, I don't go to a physical church. I haven't in many years, way before the pandemic. But my mother invited me to go visit with her yesterday, and I was driving, and I drove through some weather, and I actually was going to turn around and come back home because the weather wasn't perfect, and I don't like to be out in the rain driving. I was in a car accident last April, so I still have a little bit of PTSD from that, and actually the weather was perfect when that happened, but someone hit me and she totaled my car, and I may do a video about that at another time. But I'm saying all those things to say I started to turn around and come back home, but something in me said, no, there's probably something I need to hear, so I'm going to press forward and still go. And I'm so grateful that I did, because there were some things that were said that really did help me. It's actually one of the reasons why I'm even doing this video today, because there were some things that were said that really inspired me, and I believe it's going to help me to just have an amazing week moving forward. So that in itself is an example of pissing off perfection. I would rather drive in perfect weather where the ground is dry and the sunny skies and, you know, white clouds and it's just beautiful, versus there being rain, because especially down here where I am, in the rain, people just do not drive like they should. And that's the reasons why there are always so many accidents when there's rainy weather, because people just don't drive for the conditions. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I said, no, I'm just going to move forward in spite of the weather not being perfect. So if you're in the state right now where you're feeling like things are not perfect, and so I'm going to wait or hold off, piss off perfection and say, you know what, there's something I need to do, so I'm not going to wait for the conditions to be perfect before I move forward with it. So just continue to move forward in spite of things not being perfect, guys. So I hope you got something from that. You can find out more about me by going to my website. I have all of my links in the bio, guys. So I really appreciate each and every one of you supporting me today, and I hope you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day. I am Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible that is business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So thank you so much, guys. And again, have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day. So see you soon.